And welcome back to Rugby League headquarters, the Sydney Football Stadium, housing quite a big crowd. It's certainly not capacity, but full of expectation. Manly and Cronulla. They've provided some great battles this year. Of course, it was Cronulla that got the prize down at Brookvale. That was the day Owen Cunningham was sent off. Manly played with 12 for a goodly part of the match down there. But 73 and 78, they went to the grand finals. 10-7 in 73. Fulton starring for Manly. Tommy Bishop led the Sharks. 78, of course, it was a horror stretch for Manly. They played a draw with Parramatta coming through the semis. They went back on the Tuesday to get rid of Parramatta. Then they came back to meet Cronulla, and they drew again. So they turned it around and came back 3 days later and played it all over again. Without doubt, it was the greatest show of stamina ever by a club winning the grand final. Manly coming down the tunnel. No Jeff Tuvey. Matthew Ridge takes them out. Big crowd of Manly supporters have come across the bridge and under the tunnel. And after last night, and of course Friday night and yesterday, why wouldn't one think they're going to see something special? Ridge is 4 points off breaking Wombat Edie's record. Cronulla now. The most informed captain of them all, Andrew Ettinghausen. Not a team boasting the big names, but they get the job done. They don't offer you very much. There's one of their big names. He's been under a cloud, Les Davidson. One of our big names is sideline, Steve Blocker-Roach.
Yeah, unbelievable atmosphere here. Cronulla have won the toss and we're running left to right. The only little thing that worries me about Cronulla, they've had a magnificent season, no doubting that. They've beaten everybody, but they haven't had to come from behind. Manly's tactics will be to get a couple of tries on the board early, and let's see if these Sharkies can catch them.
Here's the man in charge, Paul McBlain. He calls time on, and Manly running right to left. This is not sudden death, but one of them will be confronted with that problem next weekend. Smashing tackle, the first from Nick Kosef. And that is Sean Ryan in the side for Nathan Long. The blonde-headed forward will make his appearance from the bench. Now Danny Lee. About 33 metres out from the Cronulla line, and Craig Greenhill it is that reaches the 40 and gets beyond it. From Raper away now to the playmaker, Healy. His kick bouncing menacingly close to the sideline. Ridge was left in two minds, and then Ettinghausen, as he has been all year, leading the chase.
And that's a better result than finding the try line. That's the sideline, I'm sorry. That's two tackles gone now. Manly players still coming back on side. And unfortunately, the Sharks have undone all their good work by getting in front of the referee to concede a penalty for the 10 metres.
Ridge finding the line. First penalty of the game goes to Manly. Minor premiers. And here's Carroll now, launching himself at Tawira Nikau. Hasler now, working it off to the right, and Gillespie it is that takes it ahead. And here they are again, the Sharks. You'll remember they met them at Brookvale with a 21-gun salute, really. Everybody was on the decks. And I remember Peter Sterling saying that Manly were losing ground in possession. Such was the intensity of the Cronulla defence. Big Roberts lumbers up to the 30-metre line. Play on the far side of the SFS as they come across and use the ground on the left for Manly. Lyons puts the kick in. There's plenty of time here for Cronulla's Samet. Although here comes a chaser out of right field. Samet will be ruining the fact that he probably went back rather lethargically. He had a big start on the chasers.
Jeff Tuvey looking on, happy about that one. He didn't get the best of bounces, Samet. Nice kick from Lyons, looking for this result, which he got in the end. The ball just kept bouncing away. Then it took a ditchy doodah out of the corner, and plenty of Manly jumpers there.
He's going to be the tormentor, isn't he, Cliff Lyons? And probably a lot of people don't realise that he was actually graded by Cronulla first. He's played at Shrewsbury for clubs, and then Manly. But he started off with the Sharks.
Great tackle by Greenhill. That's not a pleasant sight. Mark Carroll coming at you head on. Now, the number 9, Des Hasler. He's within 12 metres of the line. They come left from Danny Moore for Roberts. 5 out, early seconds of the semi-final or quarter-final. The major over for Lions, and then Menzies. Menzies gets it away, and John Hopewate gets the try.
Well, that's the combination that's been successful all year. Cliff Lyons picking up Steve Menzies, and he hits the ball straight. Cronulla defence coming up. The wide pass to Lyons. As Freeze played there, you can see Menzies has actually straightened up to come straight. That makes it very, very difficult for that Cronulla defender as play continues. Wrong-footed, misses the tackle. And Menzies, he's got a couple of options on the outside. Barnett looking to knock the ball down, but Hopewate received the pass. Great start for the Eagles.
A bit of a long ball there from Kossoff. And Cronulla's line was never straight. It was always at right angles. They weren't in position and outnumbered. And in the end, very easy for the Eagles there.
From the sideline, as I mentioned, 4 points off Graham Eadie's individual all-time record for the club. And now it's only 2 points. Ridge converts. 4 minutes gone. Manly 6, Cronulla nothing.
The wonderful thing in this Manly side for both Fulton's the versatility of their players, isn't it? I mean, Steve Menzies can play anywhere in the back line and the forwards. Now Hasler and Lyons can vary themselves around between hooker and halfback and 5'8". Owen Cunningham can play anywhere in the forwards.
Here's Cronulla with a quick turnover. They had 4 on 3. Hopewate across in defence, putting Bell down. 48 metres out from their own line, the Sharks. Cunningham it was, working off Lyons that coughed up possession. This is Danny Lena, right on the 40-metre line, where Manly's entered the park.
He just hurt himself in that last tackle, John Hopewate, as Les Davidson goes centre field and loses the football that's been raked out.
Penalty to Cronulla.
Reddinghausen signalling towards the posts. Michele, he's got one right in front for his first kick of the game, but it's a fair way out, 38 metres. What about the Breeze blocker? Favouring or against?
No, it would be in favour of Manly at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed, Mark Carroll went over on his ankle in his first hit-up. Manly can't afford to lose him. He's the one that takes them forward right from all the taps and in the first place.
Well, both he and Hopewate are struggling out there at the moment. Hopewate actually pushed Craig Hancock into the centres at one stage.
Right in the centre. He's only had 14 shots at goal this year. Vital cog in the Cronulla make-up. His kick is on its way. Looks okay. Looks better than that. It looks beautiful for the Sharks. 6-2 Manly after 9.
Well, what a confidence builder that will be for Mitch Healy.
Danny Moore on the way to the right. Ridge comes back with his kick onto the blind side. Samet has had no luck with the bouncing ball. Put the ring around him and tackle him back on his own 10-metre line. This is Barnett, who was so close to being over.
There was some enterprising attack by Cronulla early in that sequence there, but Manly's scrambling defence has got to be admired. They've got the best defensive record in the league. You can break their line, but it's still very hard to come up with long-range tries. And they do regroup very quickly. They're under pressure for the last 3 tackles. Came up with the ball from the held up in goal. The next time Cronulla touched it was down near their own line.
Healy has turned Ridge around. Ridge off his 10-metre line. The kicker puts them all onside. Bateman was down there. He's playing in 4. The Welshman playing on the right wing. Craig Hancock.
I think a couple of warning shots there from Mitch Healy too. He is making Matthew Ridge play a hell of a lot deeper, and he does have an excellent chip game for Andrew Reddinghausen. If they can get Matt Ridge to go deep, don't be surprised if we see some short kicks come in later in the half.
Carroll could be struggling with that ankle. Now they come back for Lyons, and Green went up, put the pressure on him. Lyons got rid of him. Green has hurt in back play. He hasn't got up the halfback. Barnett brings it back. but it's a penalty.
Yeah, Clippy Lyons was hit after he kicked that football. He is still down, just making his way up now. There's Paul Green. He came up with the initial charge through.
He can't get his breath, Paul. He's pointing at his throat.
Clippy Lyons taken out by Denny Lee there.
Great work from Cliff Lyons to evade the first man coming through to put the pressure on and to get in a position to drive it down 40 or 50 metres and give now Matthew Ridge a chance to add some points. Just caught one up around the throat area. It was accidental. Danny Lee just going on with the tackle when it wasn't needed.
So out on the 30-metre line. 14 and a half minutes gone. Manly, they've won 5 grand finals. The last was in 87 under the captaincy of Paul Vaughton. The last grand final at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Must have been a good side.
7 times they've been runners-up. They've been to 12 grand finals. Here's Ridge. 30 out, direction perfect. And the fat man's got his hands up, so it must be a goal. 8-2. Just stick to commentating. Don't become a touchdown. Do you mind? So Mitch Healy finding the line about 5 metres on his side. And Greenhill, really a lightweight second rower. Plays many kilos above his weight. Davidson, and there's a penalty against Manly. Inside the 10, or was it the markers? Raper finds the line. Healy sort of waved to him and said, you take the kick for line. And Healy has stayed out very wide. He'll be on the end of this pass. He is. And now Ettinghausen. He's come from the left of the ground to operate on the right. 10 metres out from the Manly line. Bateman into the hands of Green. Diving pass into the chest of Nick Howe. And Tawira running on his own. They're setting up for this play. Greenhill works the decoy. Raper. A metre from the line. Healy finds himself at acting half. Green calling it on the right. He's with it. Around the back of Ettinghausen. Bell is a couple of metres out. Manly's defence. Holding Ettinghausen for Green. A cut-out pass. Wide for Nick Howe. Nick Howe put down 10 out. 5 tackles gone. Manly have to hold them one more time. Healy, the bomb across the ground for the jump. Oh, Andrew had it and lost it. Andrew had it and lost it.
I think you'll find there'll be a Cronulla penalty here. I saw a Cronulla player taken out by Danny Moore. And the touchy couldn't wait to get on there.
Tremendous kick from Mitch Healy. He was under pressure. And the number 4 Bateman was pushed out of it.
Yep. You picked it.
The kick for goal here, that surprises me.
21 minutes into the game. Another very good quarter-final. The kick from Healy. It's there. 8 points to 4 now. Manly over Cronulla.
How have you seen the battle block?
Oh, I think it's been outstanding in the forwards. Manly's defence, scrambling defence is unbelievable. The thing with it is, Pete, that they've got confidence in each other just to make one-on-one tackles, and that's the difference.
Moore out in the centres. Kosef. Hasn't working it back into the centre for Carroll. Enjoying his first Father's Day. Maybe during the week, and now it's with Davidson.
Tremendous work. Mitch Healy took the intercept and threw the pass into one motion.
This is Greenhill. 30 metres out from the Manly line. Been up there, they've tested it. They can't get across that line. Danny Lee driven down under the shoulders. Cunningham is strong, isn't he? Green, Healy, dummies to the second rower. Ryan picks up Bell, going straight. Now, back with Paul Green. He goes back to the play the ball area and finds Barnett. Barnett has run into Ian Roberts. Not a good pass time. 5 gone. Raper on for Healy. They're all onside. Eddinghausen taken out of it, I thought, by Hasler, but it's a try. It'll be a try. Cronulla's got it. The little bloke has scored it. Paul Green, the little pilot.
He's got on a step ladder, Paul Green. Flown high. Again, a beautifully placed kick. Thought it might have been a touch long, but look at the height of that one. And Paul Green climbing over Matthew Ridge, who was unbalanced. Had 2 grabs at it. The second one.
Mate. He flies light aircraft as a pastime. He's higher than a tiger moth.
He thought he was in a Cessna here. Up he goes for it. Once again, the great kicking of Mitch Healy. How many tries has it got Cronulla over the last 8 weeks when they've been unbeaten? And that all came from a Manly mistake, a Dave Gillespie pass that went astray.
And of course, Paul, that last decision to kick for goal, a very good one for the penalty, taking to 4 points. Never in doubt. This is the work from Mitch Hill. Look at that. Intercept, throws the pass. And Davidson straightens things up.
13 and a half minutes. Healy. Flags are up. New leader. Sharkies, 10-8.
Healy's kicking has been superb in all areas, and that's another good one. 15 metres out, 6 tackles up their sleeve.
Now the Sharks inside the 20. Eddinghausen decoy. Sammered in from the back. 11 out. Bell. Greenhill. Put away by Gillespie. Raper chooses to go open. Green on. Healy holds it back. Eddinghausen, second man play. Strides out of the would-be tackle. Puts the fend up. But Des Hasler puts him away. Cunningham slow to rise in back play. Lee put away on the 10-metre line. Another test for the Manly line. Now Eddinghausen smashed by Carroll. The 5th. They come to the blind side. And it's Elsgood put down. Line dropout.
Yes, they're wearing away Cronulla now. They've got their good little kicking game going. A pearler here from Aaron Raper. Plenty of support. Elsgood tried his darndest to get out. A speed merchant.
Big Steve on the sidelines. I think we've got another one. It's been a good day at the office.
Yeah, it's been a sensational game. The only worry I've got is Cliffy Lyons. His right arm has been dangling for the last 10 minutes. He hasn't made a tackle on that side yet. I think we're going to see a double change for Manly and Cronulla. Hamono and Gartner coming on. I think it'll be, as Gus alluded to, the 2 front rows that'll be replaced. They're a bit slow to get back at the moment.
So 30 metres out from the Manly line. Cronulla setting up another raid. Played by Bateman. Raper directs. Healy juggles. Nickau out in the centres. He's providing them with a third centre, Nickau.
Long and Adam Richardson are both on for Cronulla, so there's a double change for them as well. 6 again, signalled by the referee.
This is Long. Raper into the arms of Danny Lee. Shovels away a Manly defender. Hancock hangs on. And here they are on the 10-metre line. They come back to go forward. And they send Ritson to within 7 metres. Raper goes the other way. Runs away from his playmaker. 2 metres out from the line. Barnett is over. Cronulla, they get their second try.
And it's just constant pressure that has seen that try scored. A little bit like last night. Steve Waller's diving over. The marker defence, the close-in defence, couldn't get organised quickly enough. A worried Jeff Tuvey. They've had a lot of footy down this end of the field. Used to play the ball. As we freeze it there, the markers are slow getting up. That's the wide man. Look at the space in here. And when the play unfolds, Barnett dives in behind Nick Kosef. They were just very ordinary getting set.
Yeah, too much football for Cronulla. And the Manly players there turning their back, which you should never do, obviously, to all the young kids. Turn your back on the play of the ball.
What a turnaround. Manly getting away to a great start. Here's Healy's kick, and it's just wide. So 14 points to 8. Cronulla over Manly as the coach sneeringly looks on. And could we get a little smile just occasionally from you coaches, Gus?
I saw Gus smiling on the sideline there one day.
Probably back the winner of the third at Randwick.
Work from Barnett coming in, taking some pressure off the forwards. Aaron Raper normally at dummy half.
Actually, Fatty's the only coach I've seen smile during the game.
Couldn't stop it. So Manly, you better believe it, they are in arrears as Ritson comes back. 14 points to 8. As I said, they got away to a great start. And I immediately put a question mark on whether Cronulla could play catch-ups and get back. They've done that. They've answered that question on the scoreboard.
Daniel Garton making that tackle in jersey 15 is on for David Gillespie.
Ritson.
Also on as well.
Gore will find the line and does. Gillespie with the head down. 2 tries to 1. Mono on for Manly.
He's in the front row for Manly.
Big push by Cronulla. They thought they had a chance of winning that scrum. Lyons. That is Daniel Gartner. Hancock.
There was some good work out of dummy half for Cronulla, Aaron Raper, Gus, but something a little bit sus in his game at times as Kosef to get outside.
Yeah, particularly running the ball from dummy half in his own half. He's got a tendency to sprint out and then dive on the ground without a tackler actually coming in contact with him. I rated the voluntary tackle. You'll see here he's got no intent other than just to get to the ground and get up and play the ball, and I rate that pretty much a voluntary tackle, something he does pretty regularly.
Yeah, it's the second time he's done it so far in this game.
Well, the tip to the opposition is to let him lie there and don't touch him. The moment they put a hand on him, they negate the voluntary tackle. But it could easily have been 4 points in this match today, because twice he's done it. And twice Manly have obligingly put a hand on him. Here he is again.
And that has worked Matthew Ridge, the kicking from Cronulla. Matthew Ridge playing much deeper. Well, he's dropped back now because it's late in the tackle count, but instead of being 5 to 10 metres behind the front line, he's now back 20 to 25 on most occasions.
Healy again with this beautifully accurate kicking style. I won't go the whole hog, but I tell you what, he's not far behind Stewart when it comes to accuracy and precision off the boot, this fellow, Mitch Healy. He loses very little.
And he's got the length as well. Rabs, he can kick them 40, 50, 60 metres. And we were all worried, I suppose, the Cronulla supporters worried that when Matt Rogers is out about their goal kicking, but he's kicked superbly as well.
They've gone off into the centres. Here's Lyons, and Lyons gives it on for Kosef.
Danger time now, 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Manly can hurt you from this end of the field. And Romano getting the arm free, finds Hasler. Ad-lib football from the Seagulls, but they do it very well.
Ridge now finding Gartner. This is Cunningham. Long and Nicow making the tackle. Pass goes over for Kosef. Kosef now starting to attract a lot of attention from opposition teams, such as his talent. Gardner, Moore, Lyons, Elsgood. Oh, now who did it come off? Lyons is saying it came off the tackler. Cliffy is blowing up. He's not happy, and I think the replay might agree with him. Watch it. No doubt that Danny Lee has deflected the ball from the grasp of Lyons, and it should be a Manly feed. But Cronulla come up with the ball. Bateman, Green. Cross now for Healy. Come back into the centre. Right on the halfway line. And talking of halfway, that's where we're at. Inside the last 60 seconds of the first half. Ritson. Nathan Long. Oh! Gartner went low and Roberts hit him with the shoulder. Green, the kick. Safely with Manly. Kosef. Lyons. Wants to spread it for Hopewate. Bell has got him with Barnett. They show him the sideline. Lions now, they've got plenty of personnel on the left. Can they spread it quickly? Menzies, Ridge. Now Cronulla gets across. More Menzies. Menzies is put away.
10 seconds left.
Haslam. Kosef coming back to work on the blind side. Ridge. Dummy to Moore. Gave it to Hasler. Hasler taken by Danny Lee. And the siren about to sound. There it is. Paul McBlain says one more tackle. Ridge, he chips. Green takes it. And that's the end of the first half. An amazing first half. And this crowd loving it. Absolutely loving it. Manly drew first blood. And the Sharks answered. Came back with both barrels and lead 2 tries to 1. 14 points to 8. And welcome back to the Sydney Football Stadium. We've got Cronulla 14 to 8 over Manly. And a most exciting first half of football. It's tinged with that slice of controversy. In fact, Green was in front of the kicker. Manly come back. Loser of this will play Newcastle next weekend. Romano in 16. Still on for Manly. They had their problems in the first half with injuries to Carroll in particular. Blocker suspected that Cliff Lyons had a problem. Lyons is back there, as you can see. But, Johnny Lang in particular would have to be very happy. Tackle count enormous. What's the problem with Cliff's arm, shoulder, whatever? 114 to 87 in total. Forwards work rate for Manly.
And Roberts, as per usual, up there in the tackle, 17. That's a great effort by him. Nick Kosef also doing well. And Mark Carroll is leading the way in the hit-ups department. Whilst for Cronulla, very evenly shared there. Danny Lee, Les Davidson in the tackling and the hit-ups. The top 3 there doing 7 each. Aaron Raper, of course, from dummy half, having a great game around the rucks.
Breeze favouring the team running right to left, which in the second half is Cronulla. Here is Solomon Hormono. First use of the football. Back to the 20-metre line, which is a good gauge. He did well. And now Hancock. Carroll, I suspect, might have had a needle at half-time. I see that bandage is now off the ankle. Roberts with that right knee of his very heavily protected. They switch it from left to right. This is Cunningham. 2 metres on the Manly side. 5 tackles gone. Ridge gets his kick in just in front of the Cronulla defence of Raper. And Samet watches it go dead in goal. (14-8).
Makes a big difference, Peter, that extra roll into the dead end goal, doesn't it? Chance of pinning them down close in the corner. Now a 20-metre restart, and Manly aren't going to get the ball back to well in their own territory.
It's all the difference in the world, isn't it? So it's a game of inches, and it changes the course of the game if you can. That's why a lot of kickers, I think, instead of kicking towards the sidelines, look to get into the in-goal area, bigger target, maybe more wide open spaces.
Coach Johnny Lang has left Adam Ritson on the park. An example of how hard he is to pull down. Raper's kick, working down the narrow corridor on the blind side. Comes down okay for Manly. Hancock. What's the bounce of this ball? First off it beat Hancock, then Raper had a chance at it. And Manly bringing it away from their 30-metre line. In fact, Hormono has got it outside the 40. And Hasler improves down into Cronulla's territory. The last tackle. And Danny Moore puts it through the hands. Elsgood puts the kick back into the centre. Taken by Green. 2-on-2 here. Green gets his pass in for Barnett. He beat Ridge but was pulled down desperately by Kosef. Nathan Long. Heavy stuff in the centre from Hormono. Greenhill.
Did we see a field goal early this half, Sterlo?
I think they'll try and put the kick up because they have so much success. They can get a little bit of possession out here. As Bell gets through, they might score.
Eddinghausen!
Yes!
He's over! Cronulla! Third try!
I don't think they're going to kick the field goal. Maybe later on. But at 18-8 with a kick to come, they're sailing along. A missed tackle from the Seagulls early in this second half has hurt them badly. Paul Green is having a stormer out there. He took the kick from Elsgood. The cut-out pass, Jeff Bell. Beautiful footwork to get back inside. He beat 2 defenders. Eddinghausen out of the clutches of Craig Hancock to score the try. 2 misses, and it's 4 points.
Well, he's been the hero for them today, Jeff Bell. Late inclusion in the side with the withdrawal of Matt Rogers. Look at him. Beautiful footwork here to get through Hopewadi. Then the fend on Menzies. And E.T. backing up on the inside.
Great hands from Eddinghausen as well. It wasn't an easy one to take.
So 18 points to 8. The try coming 4 minutes into the second half. Mitch Healy, 75% thus far. And a further 2 points on the total. A problem for Manly. 20 points to 8 down. Roberts begging for somebody. Hasler's there. Tackled on the halfway line. Lions. Inside ball. Kosef. Ridge. Hasler. Cronulla surging in defence. Now from Lions. Short passing. Roberts. Taken by Nicow. 5 tackles gone. Lions push it along the line. Kosef turns it in. Ridge back for Lions. Lions for Hasler. Hasler. Pass went forward. Chance for Cronulla. Bateman. Samet.
Nicow has only done 11 tackles, but a lot of those have been very important ones. Another player's claiming a dangerous tackle there. The referee's told Samet to get up and play it. Greenhill puts his hand up. Strong tackle from Roberts, but Greenhill bounces out. That's a good run. 28 out from his own line.
Cliffy Lyons' game's really suffering today from the absence of Jeff Tooby. He has to play one off the ruck, and a lot of the play from Manly's around the edges. The only time he got wide was in the first half, and Manly came up with a try. Cliffy Lyons on the edge of the ruck is extremely dangerous, but he can't position himself there without his regular halfback in Tooby.
Robbie Kearns has gone on for Cronulla. As Ridge comes back, Ettinghausen picks him off. Danny Moore gives it for Elsgood. Ettinghausen tackles him as well. Lions. Inside ball. Menzies. Brilliant evasive work from the second rower. Leading try scorer. Now, Carroll. Davidson waits for him and puts him down.
I think the next 10 minutes is the most important for Manly. If Cronulla can hold on, Roberts can't beat the tackle of Green, but he gets the ball away. If they can lead by this margin with 20 to go, I think they'll steel themselves to get home. But if the Seagulls can put something on the board shortly, all of a sudden it's a whole new ball game.
There's John Hopewati, held inside the 30-metre line.
That was the difference with Lyons too wide there. He's able to get Hopewati into space.
Now Cliffy Lyons goes high and across. They'll bat it back down if they can. They do. Hasler through Lyons, and again they kick. Cunningham. Raper. He makes the mistake. Manly gets a great opportunity here.
Oh, what a great kicking game Owen Cunningham's got. We saw him do a rubber in the first half into the in-goal area, and now puts up the bomb. And Aaron Raper, who's not a fullback, heading back for it. And good perseverance here by Cunningham. It's the lucky break that Manly have been waiting for.
Gillespie is on, Carroll is off, Ridge goes across, Lyons puts the ball down. It was meant John Hopewati. It's played by Nick Koseth. Hasler brought down just inside the 20-metre line. Manly obviously need to be the team to score next. Gillespie. Hasler. Roberts. Pomano. 10-metre line underneath them. Now decoy one way and Cunningham goes straight. Long did well. Hasler pushes it out. Lions are. Menzies gets 22. Stephen Menzies scores his 22nd try of the year.
And this combination makes it look oh so easy. It was the weight of the pass and the timing of it. It comes across. As McBree's played there, the quality of the pass has put this player in all sorts of... He's staying out there. It's opened up the hole. But the timing of the pass was what opened up the gap. Menzies, he's been the recipient a lot of occasions this season.
Well, they've actually had 4-on-4 there, Cronulla and Manly, but Cliff Lyons just weaved some magic and drew two of them. Menzies into open spaces.
So Ridge. Beautiful kick, and it comes in so accurately. 20 points to 14. So Healy starts us. And now, that field goal, even more important. Manly on the second tackle. This new set of 6, played by Craig Hancock. And David Gillespie shoulders his way beyond the 30-metre line. Desi Hasler. When there's work around, Hasler does more than his share. Now Koseth using Cunningham. Fifth tackle gone. Very good set for Manly. Lions. A little bat along the line for Danny Moore. And he throws the pass. Cronulla come up with it. This is the first tackle.
Starting to get a bit of wind in their sails, the Seagulls. From being strong tackle there from Menzies. And it's forced another mistake. Great stuff from Steve Menzies, and his teammates acknowledge it.
Yeah, so he's not only a great runner of the football, but look at him drive, those powerful hips and legs. His defence has improved out of sight this season, especially front on.
It's 2 from Aaron Raper now, 1 for the drop ball down on the line. They scored soon after. There's another handing over of possession inside his own half.
So Manly come very wide early. Danny Moore, halfway line. Opawate pushes away from the fullback, runs into the hooker. 40 metres out, centre of the ground. Hasler to Roberts. Now Cunningham. Stampeding across the top of them. It's like a pocket rocket. Hasler. Much more urgency now from Cronulla. They realise that this is getting very iffy, and here they go! Manly! Manly! They're in again! Oh, no!
2 mistakes at their own end of the field, 2 tries. And still with 23 minutes left on the clock, they've turned this game all around, Manly. You can never write them off. Here's the driving tackle from Menzies to give his side a scrum win. And 6 tackles later, the option of running the football, a long cut-out pass, Cliff Lyons, the inside ball to Hermano, out of that tackle, through those tackles, straight over the top, or through Richard Barnett also.
And once again, the inside ball from Lyons, and Hermano, look at him. He knocks them out of the way like the White Power Ranger, and over he goes. Solomon Hermano, good try to the Eagles.
Ridge, I think he's missed it, yeah. Just outside the uprights. So Cronulla's in front, but only narrowly. Danny Moore. Just inside the 30-metre line. Hasler. Well, Manly. It's been a bad set of 6. This has probably been it. As far as the improvement of the football is concerned.
They're going to struggle for a long kicking game with Matthew Ridge off the field too, not just his goal kicking. Cliff Lyons doesn't kick the ball out far, and you saw from Shannon Nevin there, hardly gained any ground at all. So Cronulla probably going to play a territory game here, backing Mitch Healy against the Manly kicking game.
12 minutes to go. This is Jeff Bell. 2 metres into Manly's area. And a knock on a dummy half. Well, Aaron Raper is having a day you'd rather forget.
He's having a half you'd rather forget, that is for sure. You just cannot afford that in quarter-final, semi-final football. Good attacking options here for Manly. Almost a centre field scrum, a wide blind side, lines to the open. That's where they go, the run around. Switch back. Oh, great defence.
Green snuck up on the other side of the scrum.
Well, that looked forward, but the referee said play on.
Hancock. Desperately trying to lift themselves back into the mode they were in the first half. Desi Hasler, 30 metres away from the Cronulla line. Moore, Roberts, Lyons, the pass was bad. Knocked down, Cunningham. Now it's with Healy. He's going to put the scrum down.
That side's now guilty of making really simple mistakes. She might have come off a Cronulla hand, that one. Will knock on both ways. Let's have a look how line ball this decision was. Pass thrown by Kosef there. No, good decision.
So Barnett He's off the left wing to take the first play. Danny Lee.
Cronulla love to get close enough to the try line so that they can put one into the in-goal area and get another set of 6.
Nick out. 40-metre line. Healy. Oh, Green. Oh, Cliffy Lyons. He's got Menzies and Hancock with him. Hancock, he's away. Hancock scores for Manly. 22-20.
Well, Paul Green has been Cronulla's best player. And can you believe it? He's thrown a pass here that may well cost his side a quarter-final win. He was expecting someone to come off the shoulder. Nobody was there. He threw it without really looking, and Cliff Lyons picked it up. Barnett was chasing. He was the quickest man. Greenhill coming across, so too Healy. Cliff Lyons committed Barnett and gave Craig Hancock a simple run to the try line.
Well, it was a planned move with Sean Ryan, the man that hit the football, who just never made it. Lack of communication there through by the Sharks. You can't get this man out of the game, can you? Cliff Lyons, man on the spot. Then the draw and pass situation, took the winger out, and Craig Hancock finishes it off nicely for the Eagles.
It's a great play, Cliffy Lyons. That's not an easy play. Defender coming at you quickly from behind, but he just makes it look so easy.
Nevin strikes it sweetly. Oh, no problem. 24-20. Aaron Raper's head goes down. Kick off for Nevin, sending Pomono back to the 10-metre line.
I don't know if Manly know the words close it down, but holding on to this 4-point lead, that's what I'd be suggesting they do, but I don't think it's in their makeup somehow.
It'd be a good time to learn, Fatty, wouldn't it? I think you'll see the forwards come in and try and take more control. Desi running from dummy half, hitting it up, one out. They've got to put the ball out over the sideline. They don't want Cronulla from broken play running the ball back at them. Hasler from dummy half again. It'll be very simple.
Look at the game he's had, Des Hasler. As Blocker said, he's lifted the Manly side in the second half and they were down 28. His Cliffy Lyons goes for a run.
Got a deflection.
Menzies is coming down the ground fast. Barnett tackled by Menzies. 32,750 people here today. Samet.
Andrew Noog on for Aaron Raper. A long way to go here, Cronulla. It's 3 tackles. They're 60 metres away from where they want to be. Good backline set out there with Nickau again scouting wide, but they go to Davidson to take it to centre field.
Just under 6 minutes on the clock, Sterlo. This part of the semi-final, you're really drawing on reserves, aren't you? The energy reserves are gone. It's really just your heart they're carrying at the moment. Manly really screaming at each other to get up in defence.
Healy's kick. Elsgood has to leave the ground high to bring her down on the 20-metre line. This is Moore. Danny Moore. He doesn't probably get the limelight, the spotlights of the Terry Hills and the John Hopowatis. He's done some very safe things out there for Manly. 40-metre line.
It's the last tackle now. Where will Cronulla come up with the football? Going through on lines. Samet misses the first bounce. He didn't get a good one, so it's 10 metres out. Now 90 metres to travel. With 4.5 minutes left on the clock. It's a long way.
That statistic I was talking to you about, Cronulla's second half tackles, 125 to Manly 73. So if we thought Manly was doing it tough in the first half, Cronulla, they've been asked to do it themselves in the second. Very hard to do it at both ends. Danny Lee.
It's a brave effort by Cliff Lyons. We know he's injured in that right shoulder. He's had Les Davidson and Danny Lee charge at him in the last couple of minutes, and he stood his ground.
Short pass from Green. His confidence undoubtedly would have suffered. You try to externally look as though you've got it out of your system, but it's in there, firmly embedded in the mind of young Paul Green.
Ian Roberts, just about to play the football, has had a magnificent game today. 32 tackles, leads the way for the Manly side, and 15 hit-ups, leading in both departments. What a great player he's been for the Eagles today.
Cunningham. Just 3 minutes of this quarter-final to go. Menzies, one of the Manly try scorers, one of the inspirations in one of the great comebacks. Lions inside for Nevin. The last. And it's Kosef over the dead ball line.
No, not the right play there. I'm not quite sure whether it was a field goal attempt or not, but they didn't want it down the other end of the field. Really, the kick was to get it into the in-goal area or put the bomb up. All this has done is give away 20 metres.
If you're the Manly defence here, you're just looking at Eddinghausen. You're trying to wonder which side of the field. They're short there on the left-hand side where he is. Eddinghausen behind the play, the ball waiting. Now he files back to the left-hand side to come back at Hopewadi. It's up to someone in the Manly side to read where he's going.
Danny Lee bumps his way up to the 40-metre line. Green. Now they go looking for E.T. He runs the decoy. Bill goes down the sideline. 40 metres out. Eddinghausen's with it now.
But have a shot straight back across.
Green. Nicow. That's Ryan. Knee for dummy half. This is the last. Green. It's well positioned. And Shannon Nevin was too. Then forced back into the in goal.
1.5 minutes left. Manly will be in no hurry to restart this from the line drop out. In fact, they'll take as long as humanly possible. Nevin did a good job.
It looks a bit for Cronulla. Their last set of 6. I've got no doubt what will be on the end of this set. A cowering Mitch Healy bomb. No doubt about it at all. Johnny Lang knows there's still a chance.
The referee's called time out. Needed to do so there. 1:15 left in this game.
Toby Lyons. Not a bad drop kick. 42 metres for Bateman. He goes back to 25 metres on one. Now, Kearns, 20 metres on two.
Eddinghausen back to the left-hand side of the field. Here he comes.
Neve for Green. They go away to the back and they find Eddinghausen. Now Bell. Bell's put down, 19 out. Third tackle, 14 seconds on the clock. The fourth tackle is with us. Bell for Green. Green tries to get away. Now, Mead. Healing. Turns it inside. Lee. Knee. Green. Green. It goes to ground and Manly have got it. And they've got the quarter-final.
He's ruled Manly's knocked this on. If there's a scrum feed, Cronulla get one more chance.
No time.
The siren will sound. And Paul McBlain says there is no more. The face of Andrew Eddinghausen carries with it the disappointment. 24-20. Brings to a close the opening weekend of quarterfinals of the Winfield Cup. We have had 4 incredibly close and exciting matches. if this is a sign of the things to come, then we are in for what is a worthy conclusion to the Winfield sponsorship of rugby league. Disappointment on the face of one of the game's greats. He thought they had it. So did Cronulla as a whole. But they were up against that man and 12 others to be live.